everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Peanut City Police. Today we are joined by new K-9 handler, MPO Linville, and she's here to talk to us about becoming a K-9 handler and her dog, Santos. So welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So first, tell us, we're going to start from the beginning. Tell us just about your time here and your career at SPD so far.
Awesome. Well, I've been here since 2009. I am a veteran. I was in the military before I came here. I was blessed with many experiences there. A lot of people get out of the military and make that natural transition to police work. It was not that for me. You get out and I tried to figure out, I hem-hawed a bit, tried to figure out what I was going to do with myself. And I was blessed while I was in the military with a lot of different experiences, not all positive, but you get to see a lot of the world, and it was a time of war, so you see a lot of things. But what that did was it allowed me to see what we have here and how much we take things for granted. So in my path of coming home, and I think I was taking my mom to the doctor one day or something like that, and I saw some things in the community that made me question people here and why we have so much here, we take so much for granted. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are they doing that to themselves? And how can I do my part? So I started looking into things, and just the rest is I became a cop and found my purpose and service in a different way. When I started, I was on the street and served downtown, actually, evening shift for the majority of that time. It was amazing. I was there for a little bit, and then I got selected for the accreditation role under Chief Bennett at that time. Major Garvin, who was in a different role at that time, she started that process. Accreditation, if you don't know, is a CALIA. It's a set of standards and principles that holds the department accountable, offers transparency to the community, helps teach you the how and the why for the what. And so that was an amazing position. I learned a lot from it and was able to carry that forward to now when we have a lot of young people that don't understand nor have an opportunity to see those things. Then from there, we got our initial accreditation, and I don't remember the years exactly, but I put in for the Bureau. I chose another path, and I served there for a long while, over a decade as an SVU detective. That in itself kind of speaks for itself, and its purposefulness, which is helping those who can't help themselves. The Bureau had a lot of staffing issues for a while, but last year we were thankfully able to be accommodated by some more staffing, filling some billets, and the K-9 posting came up. And it had came up several times over the years, but it just didn't hit the same. When it came up that time, I looked at it and it hit. It felt right. And I didn't mention it, but in the initial part of my career, I put in for K-9. I'm not sure what year that was. That was many moons ago, but it was probably sometime, 2010, 2011. I have no idea really. But it was in the infancy stage of me being here. And I put in for it, and I got it, and I was actually on my way to go get the kennel and whatnot when I got the call to say, wave off. We've got some other things we got to do. We're not going to fill this position right now. Okay. And that's when I chose a different path. And so this is kind of full circle for me. Amazing, really. So when I saw the posting, it came up, I mulled over it. I don't make any rash decisions. I have 5 kids, I can't. I've got to think over everything and overanalyze. And it was just time. So I put in for it, and I got it. And that was in May of 2025, and here we are.
Okay. You kind of answered it, but what made you want to become a K-9 handler?
Well, I did answer some of it. That's not, I think if I would have gotten it the first time when I put in for it, and I would have served in that role from then, it would have been different. I've had the opportunity to learn a lot, grow a lot, be involved in the community a lot more. So my why now, our why has changed over time. My why has changed and not become better or worse, just evolved. So my why now, I think, is more whole in how I can use it and what it means to me and what I can make it mean to other people. So why do I want to be a canine handler? There's so many different reasons. Not everybody loves dogs, but most people love dogs. Why would you not? And the people that don't love dogs, I think it's just a misunderstanding. It is an amazing partnership. Dogs are amazing to different people for different reasons. If you're the layman citizen, it might be because it's therapeutic. You know, it gives you an outlet. To kids, it's an outlet. To some people, you know, some people like cats, not to take away from cats, I'm just saying, but they do things humans can't. They track what's lost. They find what's hidden. The science behind what they can do is phenomenal. And I could talk all day long about that, but the science is there. It's not just training, it's what their given, God-given gifts are that we train with, and they use that opportunity to help us. And in the process, it gives you a partnership that is based on a lot of hard work, discipline, loyalty, trust, and care. So it's being able to serve in that, and it's full of challenges. I like the challenges. It is a lot of heavy challenges, as any police role that you serve is, but the rewards are there too, for both me as well as my partner, Santos. So.
Well, that goes right in. Tell us about Santos. How did you guys, come to be a duo?
Gosh, well, I wanted to bring him up here, so hopefully here in a few minutes we can go out and see him. He is a Belgian Shepherd. He is from Radom, Poland. Actually his birthday is coming up this week. He'll be 2 on the 21st, which I believe is Wednesday. He has the most amazing personality. He's happy-go-lucky, and you'll see him and he smiles. Like if you see him on the street, you'll see it too. He's got a huge smile. He's happy all the time. He's happy when he's working, but he knows when it's time to work. So he's able to, like most of us, when you come to work, you put on your work self. And then when we put on our vests at the same time, and we take our vests off at the same time. And when we go home, he goes from work mode and being excited to go do whatever the command is that he's supposed to be doing to let's take this vest off and go play. And he's just as much of a lap dog as he is all business when it's time to be business. So he is amazing. I couldn't ask for a better partner. He only talks back a little.
Now talk about your patrol and narcotics specializations and what kind of training went into them.
A lot. So I met Santos on Memorial Day of 2025. We, as in Suffolk Police Department, as well as most of the departments around here, use VAPWADA, which is for Virginia Police Work Dog Association. And they are a set of standardized things that must be met for the certification. And we start with patrol certification. He's dual purpose, which means he is patrol as well as narcotics. But when training started, the first couple weeks of training is bonding. And it's, you go into it and you're like, what's up, dude? And you just learn each other. It's just like anything. You learn each other, you get to know each other. It's a partnership, so every dog is individual. All of us are individuals, so you learn all the nuances that go with that, how to work best with each other, what routine works best with each other, what his favorite toys are, what his favorite treats are, and you play. So the first part is you're playing, which is crazy to say that, what'd you do at work today, honey? I went and I played with my dog. It was amazing. But that playing is purposeful. When you're playing in certain ways to teach him the part of the relationship that you need for, say, the obedience. So the first bit is bonding, which is using obedience and bonding as tools to work together, and then you build. It is a process, and it takes a long time to build because you are building foundation blocks. And those foundation blocks show when you see us walking together, and people are like, wow, well, that took a lot of time for us to learn each other. It's like any partnership, and the longer it is, you can tell the you can tell the newlyweds to the couples that have been together for a long, long time. It shows. So we started with that. Then we went into patrol, which by patrol certification, what that means is a lot of different things, but it covers the scientific stuff, the area searches, the tracking, the trailing, the building searches, all the specific jobs that we get called out to do. And so we cover different standards for that. And a lot of it, and at the end of that, the culmination is testing. So you have testing that is conducted by one of the master trainers in the area in who knows where, different places. For me specifically, I went to Norfolk K-9. They did an amazing job. They're really good. We use different places, and it's all a partnership. The area is amazing working together. We use Chesapeake. Depending upon what the needs are, all the K-9 community works together to see, okay, what is there, because nobody's perfect. Is there an issue that this dog or this handler, most of the time I'd say handler, that is learning or not able to accomplish? How can we accommodate this and figure out how to move towards that goal? And everybody works together, and we are able to accomplish that. So we go through the patrol things. Also, you'll hear aggression work, which what that means is not how to teach the dog to be aggressive. What that is the dog being able to maintain composure during aggressive situations, like a suspect. You know, if there's a suspect being some kind of way, the dog is exposed to, gosh, so many different realistic scenarios, so that when they are presented with that, they are used to it. It's not something new to them, and they can maintain their composure to do what needs done. So there's that part. Then once that's like the main foundation, then once we get finished with that, then you start working on, you know, whatever the specialty for the dog is. For us, it was narcotics. I didn't choose that. It could be, we have multiple dual purpose dogs here. We have explosive dogs, we have therapy dog, and then we have narcotics. It just happened to be what the command advised me that I was doing, so okay. For narcotics, it starts kind of the same way, building foundation blocks. It's the same process in terms of what the standards are for VAPWADA, because it's the same certifying organization, and a master trainer that signs off once you're able to accomplish what those standards are. Then a master trainer will test you for those standards, and then you're certified, and you have to recertify once a year to make sure that you are upholding training and those certain things so that you can do your job to the best of your ability.
Gotcha. That's a lot.
It is, but that's why it does take a long time. And like I said, we met on Memorial Day, and it's taken, our patrol certification was actually gotten on October 20th. And then the rest of it, we always work on that. It's an evolving thing. We continuously train. Every day we train. But then the narcotics usually comes after that, and we just did that a few weeks ago.
Cool.
And your passion comes out when you speak about this, but is there something specific that you are most excited about to, just have Santos with you now as an officer on the street?
So many things. I walk him, and I've met, we've been out in the community already with each other, and a lot of events that have, Christmas season has just passed, so there's a lot of events that happened, and we're able to be out in the crowds and introduce them to people. And a lot of people are not educated on what our canines are here for. They think the negative aspects, or I guess the aggressive things that you see. That's not that the dogs are here to bite. The dogs aren't here to bite. The dogs are here to keep us safe, and they are the best equipped to do so. One, they're an olive branch, so they allow me another segue to, I love kids. Obviously, I was in SVU for so long, and it's a way to start from, it's another foundation builder, right? Kids building their foundation. Hey, and I've introduced him. This is Santos. I can't tell you how many kids have already met him out there, and I love introducing him so that they can see that, no, I can't pet him right now. He's working. But they can still get to know him and know that he's here for you. He's here for your family. He's here for us, for my kids, he's here to keep you safe and to help us do that. And he's cute. So that's helpful. He does shed a lot, though. I want people to be educated on the many talents that they have, that they can help us keep people. Lost kids for example, in the schools, when there's issues at schools. If people see the dog or one of the canines, any of our canines really in the school, don't be scared. Know that it's there for you. Whether it's in reaction to something or just, I want to just go walk around and introduce them and make sure that everybody is safe. So with the kids, with the community, I want people to know that they're there for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. So if you see us, introduce yourself. Hopefully here in a minute we'll have a picture of them so you can recognize, but if you see us, introduce yourself and you will see what I mean.
Yeah, and you mentioned keeping the community safe, but he is another officer, but I think sometimes y'all say he acts as like 2 or 3 different ones by all the different things that they can do.
Manning, he presents safety, and I didn't mention that, but that is another big thing, to not just the people who we're going to the calls for, but our officers too. It many times will allow us to de-escalate a situation before it gets somewhere else. And he's an officer. He's there, he fills a billet. So while we are able to go somewhere, because I'm comfortable that I'm safe, he makes me feel safe, and hopefully I give that to him too. And that's part of our trust and companionship and the relationship that we've built. But it also allows us other officers to go somewhere else to be able to kind of accommodate the calls for service as well, logistically and whatnot.
Thanks. Now, you are the first ever female K-9 handler at the Suffolk Police Department. Can you tell us about that and what that means to you?
It's kind of a loaded question. I will say that being the first female doesn't mean as much to me in that just the position itself does. There are female handlers that are out there. There's several of them. We just happen to have not had any that are here. And I wouldn't want, it was a hard process, but it's a hard process for males, females, anybody. The job is hard for anybody. There's no special accommodations for females. I wouldn't want there to be. It's based on merit and what you have earned, and I wouldn't change that in any capacity whatsoever. So that part of it, the meaning to me is in the position, not being the first female. But a caveat to that is where I do find more value in that is when I am out in that community and I hear the families or the little kids walking by, and I'll hear a little kid or a little girl say, "Mommy, look, it's a girl K-9." And I hear that, and of course I'm going to go over to them. I'm going to say, "Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?" And I take that as an opportunity to reach out to those kids and let them know, whether they're girls or boys, that you can do anything you want if you work hard for it, no matter what. And if somebody tells you you can't, the only person that tells you you can't is you. So if there's something that you want, it doesn't matter. Like, you go after it, and that comes in the discipline and the willpower. And I came up through the military and the department. There wasn't a lot of females. It was more male dominated, but and there are unique challenges that come with that throughout time, but you figure out what the end goal is. You figure out what you have to do to get there, just like anything else, and you do it. So it is to go back to it, first female, okay, I will use that for those moments when I have an opportunity to help people that think that's a challenge. To help them see where the challenges are and to help them attain those goals. But otherwise, it's just the position itself that is amazing and a dream.
Yes.
And it may be some people here too that maybe never even thought about K-9 or whatever, and they're like, oh, well, Linville's doing it. Like, maybe if another position comes open, I'll do it, for some of the females here. So you never know who you could be inspiring with that.
Good. I hope so. And I would welcome anybody. And we have some officers that are open with their questions about it, and some we train all the time on the street. So if you have any questions, whether you're a citizen, one of our officers, anybody, then come ask us. Come ask me, because it is absolutely amazing, and I would love to help anybody, initiate them into the process, because we always need more, but to help them feel the excitement that I do over it.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else you want to add or talk about that we haven't touched on yet about being a K-9 handler or Santos in general?
I think we touched on everything, but what I would, just in conclusion, to reiterate, that if you see us out on the street or you have questions or concerns, any thoughts whatsoever, then please come up to me. Obviously, like I said, you can't pet him when he's got his vest on. He's working, he knows that, but he's a happy-go-lucky guy, and I'll be happy to introduce him to as many people as possible, child, adult, whichever, and get to know each other. So I want him to be the most well-known fella in Suffolk.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here today, and you are just radiating with happiness and excitement.
You can tell it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. Yeah, it was a long time in coming, and I'm excited about it. He's excited about it, and can't see, there's so many things to look forward to.
Good. Cool. Awesome. Well, hopefully some people will see you out there at events and stuff and stop you and get to know you guys even better.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Peanut City Police.